Hello and welcome to part 4, the final part from the golf game course. First of all, congratulations for reaching this far. You're an amazing and a wonderful person. In this part, we will learn how to create a win panel. So when the player finally scores after many failed attempts, the win panel will appear with their bad score and restart button. A reset game button to restart the game. A hide and show function to hide the panel when the game starts and show it when the game ends. Hits number to show the player how many times they have hit the ball before scoring. Stars that the player gets based on the hits number, like if they scored from the first hit they will get 3 stars, other than that they will get 1 star, as you know, indicating that they are losers. And finally, we will dance while seeing the final game result. Wonderful? So let's get started. So right now everything is working pretty fine, but we also want, when we put the ball into the hole, we want to have like a winning panel, and this winning panel will contain the number of the hits that we hit the ball, the stars, like based on the number of the hits. If we hit the ball only 3 times, we'll have 3 stars. If we hit it more than 3, if we hit it 6 times, we'll have like 2 stars. If we hit it more than 9 times, we'll have only 1 star. You will be totally loser if you hit it more than 9 times. We will have a reset button. So when we press this reset button, the game resets and we start the game from the beginning again. So we will have this winning panel. This is the default one from Wonderland, the default panel. We will have it because it have a click button component already. We will put it here, so the panel will appear. We will scale it, anyone can see it, and we will have it like this. So when we put the ball in the hole, this panel will appear, telling us that you're wonderful. And this is text component. We write the text in the text component here, and this is the material of it. So you're wonderful. So we will duplicate this title, and we will create underscore to create this line here. Then we will duplicate it again, and we want hits number. And maybe because like we will write, for example, 50, we don't want this text to be aligned from the center. We want it to be aligned from the left, so that when we write a number like, for example, 500, it gets aligned from the left, not from the center. And we want to change its material to maybe the default font material to be a white material. I will get this button, we'll put it down. We'll duplicate this one and we'll call it score. And this one will contain the stars. And maybe we scale down a little bit. We'll rename these hits number, line text, score text. And this is the title. And we will have our stars. We imported with the map here. We'll import it here. This is our star. And we will put it in the panel itself. We will reset its rotation, scaling, translation. And why does this color looks really dark? Because the ambient color black, we want it white, perfect, and we'll have 3 stars. I'm pressing Control to snap it, and now we have 3 stars. And we'll call this button for now, call it replay. Beautiful. Call this star 1 and this star 2 and this star 3. Perfect. Now we have our panel. Now we want to code it. So we're simply gonna code it from the reset button. We'll go to the button here and we will find our button component. We edit source to edit the component here. You don't need to understand all of these components. All what you need to understand is this is the start, this is on activate the component, on deactivate, all of this happening and so on and so on. All I want is on down and on up, whatever suits you. And this is on hover, so it's changed the material cards and so on. But we want is on down. So when the player presses the button, we will start the game. So restart, we will create a new function called restart. This function, all what it will do, reset all the locations. Because when we reset the game, we want to reset all the locations of the player, of the ball, of everything. So we will reset the locations. Also, what we want is to disable the stars meshes. We want all of them to be disabled. And we will only enable the specific stars based on the number of hits. But right now, in the reset, we want to disable all the stars. Also, we want to reset Physx, the physics of the ball. Because when it went into the hole, it became kinematic. The kinematic became true. So we want to return it and reset it to false. And finally, we want to reset the hit numbers. And I will show you the hit numbers later on. And we make the stars appear based on the hit numbers. How to reset the location? On the game start, we will make the button set the start locations of every object. This player start location, we want it to be equal this player get position words, and this player will reference it here as an object. When we go to the button, we reference the player. This player start location equal position words of the player. And like in the past, we can do like this vector 3, create, we initialize this one, and then we put this one here. I'm showing you different paths. So you can do that and you can do that whatever best suits you This one is better from performance perspective, but I'm showing you different ways. This player's start location, we'll put it here. This ball start location, this time we want the position of the ball, and the ball, we will reference it right now, like we referenced the player, go down, reference the ball, we get the ball start location. Also, we want the rotation of the ball, not only the location, because we want to reset the Y location of the ball. We don't want the ball to be like this, for example, so the player will be looking here instead of looking here. Reset it. This ball gets, this time we want the rotation, not the position. This panel start location, we want panel, this time we want to reset its location to, and its location will be down here. It will be hidden down here because we don't want anyone to see it. This is the start location of the panel. This object parent, why? Because we have this button and this is the parent of the button. So instead of like having this panel here and saying its object and referencing it, this time I'm showing you that you can reference the parent of the object. Object.parent get position words. Now all what we will do on restart, we will set the positions of everyone. So this player set position words, and the position word will be player start location, and we'll do that with everyone. We want the ball will be ball start location, and this time will be the rotation. Finally, this object parent panel, we want to set its position word to panel start location. That's all happens when we press the button on down, this restart, and this happens, and this gets called. So we reset all the locations. Also, we want to disable all the stars. So this star 1, we will reference them now. Get component, mesh component, because we want this mesh component. Active, we want to disable it. See? Active, well, false. And we'll do the same for all the stars. We'll go up and we will reference the stars here. Star 1, star 2, star 3. Button, find it here, reference, star 1, reference, star 2, reference, star 3. I will show you the reset Physx and reset head numbers, but we don't need them now. What we need is for this panel to rise up when the ball touches the hole. We'll go to the ball component, and on collision begin with hole, we want the end panel to appear. We will reference it, the end panel, this end panel will be here. We want this end panel to set its position word to the location that we want. So we'll create another empty and we will call this empty end panel location. See, it's here. I will just gonna child it to the panel, reset its translation to get the same translation that we want, then child it back to root, so that all what we will do is rise it up. I want it to be here, exactly here. And also I can go with the panel and reset its translation, make the panel go up. Yes, I want it exactly here. I will child it back to root. When I move the panel back down, this end panel location will stay up here. I want it to be resetted here. So simply, I will go here, end panel location, property to object, go to ball, reference it. And here on end panel, I will set its location based on end panel location that we just referenced. And here I'm just showing you another way of doing it. Like you can do that, this end location, for example, and we set it here and then we do that. This also works, whatever works best for you. Always showing you different ways to do stuff. We will reset its location when it collides with the hole. Now let's test it and see what happens. Then now goes like this. Shoot it like this. Perfect. We're professional players. Now the panel appears. Wonderful. Boom, boom, boom. When we press replay, boom, we resetted the location and the ball reset its location and the panel went underground, resetted its location to the start location, and everything works perfect again. Beautiful. But the kinematic, we forgot to enable the kinematic. We'll just enable kinematic. So the thing here is now we want to enable the kinematic and we want to control the stars and the hits of the ball. So each time we hit the ball, we want to increase the hit number and we will show it in the panel at the end. And we will calculate and show the stars based on the number of the hits. So let's do that now. As you saw the physics problem, we forgot to enable the kinematics, and so it's here, reset physics. This ball, this is the bottom component and this is the ball. We're referencing it here. Get component, the ball here, we want this component physics to disable the kinematic. Kinematic equal false. We want to do it with a delay to not collide by mistake with the hole, because we want it to stay true while it's in the hole, and once it gets back the kinematic starts to become false. To give it time to initialize and transfer back to its location, we will do it with a delay. Set time out our function here and we will put the number of seconds. We want it 1 second with delay to not collide by mistake with hole. So this is for the physics kinematic. Now for the hits number, we'll go to the ball component and we'll do collision with golf club. When the ball collides the golf club, we want it to increase a head count number. If we'll go with that, other objects equals golf club, then this hit count increases by 1. And we will initialize the hit count here. We're creating a variable here, count, and equals to 0. And when it touches a golf club, it increases by 1. There is a little problem here that we will find, is that the golf club can hit the ball more than one time. Like, player can touch it and then like slightly touch it again, so it will count 2 hits instead of 1. So how to fix that? By having a gate. We will go up and we will have a gate, hit gate, and by default this gate equals true. If it collides with golf club and this hit equals true, you can do that, equals true, or you can just leave it like that. And if you want to equal false, you can do that. If this hit gate equals true, then it will pass. And this hit gate equal false, but after a delay, after 1 second, it will become true again. So we set time out 1 second, we will make it this hit gate equals true again. And we will do like a little console log here to show us the hit numbers, this hit count. It will show us the hit count number on the console log. Now we want the end panel to have this hit count number at the end. So we will go to the panel. This is the hits number. We want to change its text based on the hit count. So all I will do is we reference it at first in panel hits text. And in collision begin with the hole, the end panel part, we will get the end panel hits text, get component, and we want the text component. And we want from the text component, we want text. We don't want effect. We don't want justification. We want text. It will equals, we will make it hits. We will do this. And here now we can put a variable in the text. So we will put the hit count variable. We want to know how much hit counts we did. So to conclude, this in panel hits text, the component will get the text from it, and we will change this text to hits text as a string, but we will add to it a hit count variable. And for the stars, because we want the stars to appear based on the hit count, first we will reference the stars and we will go down. The star 1 will appear, the star 1 get the mesh component of the star. You see the star 1, we want, don't forget to reference them. Star 1, star 2 equals star 2, star 3 equals star 3. Star 1, we want the mesh, it will be deactivated by default, but we want to activate it always. If the number is more than 6, for example, we want to activate it. If it's more than 9, if it's infinite, if it's 100, we always want to activate it. Star 2, we want to activate it only if this hit count is equal or less than 6. Then good job player, you have 2 stars. Now, if star 3, if the hit count in the star 3 is less than, the hit count is less than 3, then good job player, the 3rd star will be activated too. And we will do that. Star 1, participation, trophy, star 2, you did okay. Star 3 did well. Now let's test it. But first, to conclude, on collision begin with the hole, the end panel, we will set its location to the end panel location, the empty location that we have up here. And then we'll change its text to hits and the hit count. And we do the hit count based on the golf club collision with the ball. Each time there's a collision, it gets +1. Then we make the star 1 mesh appear by default. And the star 2 only appears if the hit count is less than 6. And the star 3 only appears if hit count is less than 3. Now, let's test it in VR. And let's disable the Physx 2. Project settings. We'll go to runtime, visualize Physx, disable the VR headset. Does it have a... No, not from one hit. Close. Too close. Boom. 2 hits. So I have 3 stars. You see, because it's less than 3 hits, I have 3 stars because I'm wonderful. All what I will do right now is to replay. So one thing I noticed, the replay collision needs to get bigger. I will change the collision of the end panel because you see, it's pretty small. I forgot to change it. So we'll go here, we'll go to the collision, we will just change it. And let's now test it. Boom, 1. Boom, 2. And you see I've touched it more than once here, but because of the head gate, it will only be counted to 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And here it's 7. I only have 1 star. Why? Because it's more than 6. I'm gonna do replay. I go to the replay location and 17. Why the number keeps not changing? Yes, because we're not resetting the numbers. That's why. For the head count to work, we need to reset the head count. We will reference the ball and we will get the component. We will get the ball component, here 1, and we will get the head count and we will reset it to 0. When we go to VR again, 1, see, 2,
3. Boom. 4 hits. 4 hits here. Play. Boom. I got it. Boom. 2. 3. 3 hits. So I get all the 3 stars. I'm wonderful. I know that. I know. I have this one here. Then I throw it away. It will fall away, but it will, boom, get back here. Beautiful. We've got our game finished. Good job, guys. Boom, 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 boom. You can dance here. And if you followed this far, then perfect. You're a wonderful person, actually.
Visit Wonderland Engine website for the latest updates and documentation, and don't forget to join our Discord server to meet wonderful people like you, and subscribe to our channel for more content. See you in the next one.